Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Brill and I are here today to talk to you about a couple books that we've recently read that we absolutely fell in love with, and we hope that you will too. Now, this very first book is called The Elephant's Girl by Celesta Rimington. The Elephant's Girl. Now, I've always really loved elephants. I thought they were such beautiful, magical creatures. So I was drawn to this book just from the title alone because it was about elephants. But this book is sort of a cool in-between book. It's not exactly realistic fiction, but it's also not exactly fantasy either. It's kind of right in between. So if you like either of those genres, if you like reading about realistic things, if you like reading about fantasy things, some magic and stuff like that, it's got both. So this is about a girl named Lex who, when she was a baby, was swept away by a tornado and was taken to Nebraska, right outside this zoo where she was protected by this elephant named Nia. So Nia protected her. She didn't let her get hurt, and Lex has no idea where she came from, doesn't remember her family or anything from her past. So she's raised in the zoo by her foster father, and in the beginning of the book, she's finally reached the age 11 where she can start helping him take care of the elephants. It's what she's always done, always wanted, because she's had this bond with Nia. Well, when she's able to start finally doing that, Nia begins to communicate with her through her mind, and she sends her on this quest. And this quest involves ghosts, it involves treasure, it involves puzzles. It is so incredible. So you see what I mean? It's definitely a realistic story in that it's about this girl who is taking care of elephants and her foster father and the zoo and all the animals there, but it's also about this bond that her and Nia share, that when Nia communicates with her, and also the tornado. Why did the tornado pick her up? Why did it take her to Nebraska? Was she meant to be there? Was she meant to meet Nia? It's just a fantastic book. It's really different. I don't think I've read anything like it before. It's so unique and just a beautiful story. And I love the relationship between Lex and Nia as well. Beautiful story. And that is called The Elephant's Girl. It's a pretty cool cover too. And speaking of covers, this is one that I grabbed because of the cover. Another one, A Game of Fox and Squirrels. I just saw this fox dressed up in this little coat and pants, and I was like, what is this book about? So this is another one that's sort of like a magical, realistic story, where it has to do with real themes, real characters. These people are going through these real problems that you can probably relate to in real life, but also there's a little bit of magic and stuff going on as well. So this is about a girl named Samantha and her sister who are sent to live in Oregon with their aunt. After a tragic occurrence happens. So they go to live with their aunt. Samantha is sort of traumatized. She doesn't really want to speak anymore. She's hurt from what happened. And her aunt gives her this card game called A Game of Fox and Squirrels. And Samantha just falls in love with this game, with these beautiful cards, with the illustrations on them, and with this fox character named Ashander. And suddenly, one day, Ashander appears in her room and sends her on a quest. He says that if she can find the golden acorn, she can have one wish, and it can be whatever she wants. So, oh my gosh, of course she goes on this quest. I would you? I totally would. So she goes on this quest, but Ashander, as she is a fox, is not being completely honest about everything. There are some tricks involved, and definitely a lot of danger. And if she doesn't find the golden acorn, some bad things might happen. So this is another really good story that's, like I said, magical realism. It has these really interesting characters, especially Ashander. I loved Ashander, even though he was a little bit tricksy. And I really liked Samantha, too. I liked watching her grow and become stronger despite all the things that had happened to her in the past. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. A great story, and I love the little bits of magic thrown in there as well. And like I said, Ashander is really cool. So you should read just so you can meet Ashander, because he's a really cool character. So this is called A Game of Fox and Squirrels. Well, those are the two that we have for you today. I hope they sound really cool and interesting. If so, please feel free to check them out from the Farmington Community Library. They are available at either branch. You can either call and pick them up through curbside or come in the building and pick them up. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.